Seven people under arrest tonight in connection with a multi-million-dollar money laundering scheme.
Prosecutors say it involves scamming people into buying gift cards and then using them to buy products that they would then resell.
All right, Fox 5's Jody Goldberg with the details.
They were caught in the act. 7 men now charged in a $20 million money laundering and conspiracy scheme.
These defendants allegedly used tens of thousands of Home Depot and Lowe's gift cards that were obtained fraudulently through a computer-based scam.
A scam that targeted more than 1,800 victims in 45 states. Officials say the men used the gift cards to buy things like copper pipes, steel cables, and hot water heaters. They would then resell them to local plumbing supply and home improvement businesses.
Some victims, many elderly, were told that their information had been used to purchase child sexual abuse material and were instructed to call a specific number.
Officials say the defendants were responsible for over 6,000 transactions on more than 400 dates at over 80 locations, including this one.
They would sometimes visit the same location twice in one day. The pattern got to be so big that it stood out.
Investigators recovered supplies in the defendants' vans, $100,000 cash, along with high-end jewelry and handbags. Skylin used more than 50 gift cards to buy over $50,000 worth of pipes in one day. His attorney had no comment. 6 of the defendants walked out on cashless bail.
We have thousands of victims that are out there. If we're going to be able to prosecute these people, we got to keep them where they belong, and that's in jail. That's where they should be.
Officials offer this advice.
If someone calls you and identifies themselves as a government employee, a bank representative, or a representative of an internet or software company, and asks you for money, I'm telling you, hang up the phone.
The men pleaded not guilty and face a max of 15 years in prison if convicted. Officials are looking into the computer scam and say at least 5 others are involved. In Nassau County, Long Island, Jody Goldberg, Fox 5 News.
So you just heard that audio right there. And let me just start off by saying how not surprised by what I just heard and what you just heard. I'm just not. Not at all. And let it not be lost on you, and I'm sure your eyes are working just fine, that every last one of these individuals are Asian. Yes, the modeled minority, as they've claimed for so long, but also have tried to distance themselves from, is the main culprits in all of this. When I saw this in my Discord, I said, I've got to talk about this. $20 million money laundering scheme. And y'all see the purchases that they were making? Just some outlandish things. And of course, what also is not lost on me is the fact that they said their primary targets were the elderly. They love going after them because those are the easiest licks you can get, especially when it comes to these scams and these schemes, because a lot of them aren't that tech savvy like that. And, you know, it'll be hard for them to go after young people. Not saying that they couldn't go after them, but it's easier for them to go after the elderly because, like I said, they're an easy lick. They're a very easy target. A lot of them aren't up on things, but you'll be shocked because there are some that are. But the fact of the matter is that these individuals right here took complete and full advantage of everyone that they came in contact with and had no shame in what they were doing. And then they ended it off. They said they believe it's about 5 more. I think they said it was 5 more that are possibly involved with this. So they're not done capturing all the individuals involved in this scheme. In my honest opinion, find all of them guilty and then deport every last one of them. I don't care if they're here legally or not. I don't care if they're first generation or not. You commit this type of crime, you have to get sent back to your homeland. And then on top of that, this was going on. They said it was spanning multiple states. They said it wasn't just in New York where they captured them at. They said this was spanning multiple states, even going, to the other side of the establishment, all the way out in California. So they've been doing this for a while. I think they said it dates back to 2023. So you're talking about 2 years or like maybe a year and a half that they've been going on. And look at how much money they got in that time period. I mean, to acquire all of that in that amount of time. Some people, it takes them years to get to that amount of money, and they got to that in like a year and a half by pulling off the schemes and scams that they were doing. Lock them up, throw away the keys. I mean, that's the least that they can do when it comes to them. And the thing is, it's like, for some odd reason, and this is not a complete indictment, but for some odd reason, a lot of the times when it comes to a lot of these scams and schemes and stuff like this, don't you notice it's a lot of foreigners that be involved with this stuff, especially these cross-country ones? It's absolutely insane. I remember when I had did a story similar to this maybe like over a year ago, and this one was happening out there in California, when you had some people, I think they were out of Romania or something like that. It was someplace across the pond, and they were basically going into elderly people's homes and stealing their jewelry and pawning it off, and they made millions of dollars off of that too. Some of you may or may not remember that story, but when I heard about this, it made me think of that. With the exception with that one is they weren't actually going to people's homes and doing it. But again, with that case, their victims were also elderly. So if y'all have any elders out there, make sure you are helping them or making sure that you're taking care of their finances, even if you have to do it for them. If they have to have a bank account or something like that, make sure that you are helping them with that, because they are some of the biggest victims of these schemes and these scams. And if you notice, a lot of these people who be hacking stuff and taking advantage of people, a lot of them are from overseas doing this. So they have a whole setup there. If you go on YouTube, you can look it up yourself. They got a whole hub and a whole, like, it's like an office building, and they're all in one big cubicle, and they're all in their laptops pretending they're doing stuff for people. And the whole time they're literally draining these people's bank accounts. I'm talking about checking accounts, life savings, any offshore accounts they might have, any Swiss bank account. Like, they're getting it all. So please, 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 if you have someone in your life that you love dearly, make sure that you are helping them with their finances. This is why a lot of people don't trust banks. A lot of people do the old school way and put their money under the mattress, because they don't trust how these banks handle the money. They figure, let's just take the money and just keep it here for safekeeping. The only way they can get to the money is if someone breaks in and robs me. And we want to hope that that doesn't happen either, but at least I can see my money, and I don't have to worry about it being in a bank and worrying about, oh, someone got a hold of it and this is what it is. But as far as these individuals go right here, lock them all up. That's all I can really say. I don't know what they're planning to do with them. Hopefully, they get the proper punishment, and hopefully they also catch the others that are involved. And even with them capturing these people, these 7 right here, and the ones that they still have to go after, the unfortunate part is it's still so many more out there that are committing the same type of crime every single day that we probably don't hear about.